over the years, I've heard many misconceptions about the acting industry from different people. So in this video, I will talk about them and explain why they are misconceptions. Hi, I am Viviana. Welcome to my channel where I share my journey as an actress, the challenges, the bookings, the lessons, and everything in between. Misconception number 1. Acting is only for attractive and skinny people. Who says that? Like, why do people think that? It's not true. I've seen actors of many sizes, many shapes, many heights. I mean, the reason why is because if you see a television show, people look all types of ways. Television casting directors are looking for people who look a variety of ways. Not everybody looks like a model. Now, if you're gonna play a model role, or if you're gonna play like a superhero role, there is a standard for that. Like Superman, like you have to lose a lot of weight, you have to build a lot of muscle, you have to be a certain height and have a certain look. Okay, but not every role is to be a superhero. Some roles, they literally just want average person to play all types of roles. To play mother roles, cop roles. Sometimes they want little people, sometimes they want average build people, sometimes they want people that are a little bit heavier. Short hair, long hair, curly hair, puffy hair, any kind of hair, no hair. So that's a misconception. Modeling, even modeling is a little bit different, but I'm not very familiar with modeling, so I'm not gonna talk about that. But as far as looks, it varies, looks vary. If you really pay attention, when you look at commercials or TV shows or film, there is all types of looks of people, young, little, babies, children, older people, elderly people. And again, now, so we're gonna jump into misconception number 2. You have to be young. Wrong. Who's gonna play the role of a judge? For example, a 16-year-old? No. A 20-year-old? Probably not. Usually in real life, when you're gonna be a judge, it takes you a lot of years of school and experience to finally have the position of a judge. So if by the time you play a judge, you're probably gonna be a little bit older to make it believable on television. Does that make sense? Now, of course, there's roles for the kids in high school, kids in middle school, and but that's different. Those are for them, and there's other roles for older people. So that's not true. You don't have to be super young to be an actor or to be in the industry. Another misconception is that it's very unsafe. It's all a scam. It's all a scam. It's not. Now, to validate your point, unfortunately, there are scams, like I was talking on my previous video. However, there's also real productions. There's also real work and with real money, with real people. The ones that you watch on television, those are all real. I have worked on real projects where I haven't been scammed. So I can empathize if you feel that way, that everything is a scam, but it's not everything is a scam. You just have to get in the right community of people and actually find the right casting requests to realize that not everything is a scam. And not everything is unsafe. However, you can put yourself in unsafe situations if you don't do your research about a project and who the person who's casting is and where they're gonna be and all those details. If you don't do that research, then you might put yourself in unsafe situations. However, in my previous video, I talked about where the casting sites that are legit, and I'm gonna say them again. Casting networks, Actors Access, Casting Frontier. Those are vetted sites. Meaning If something is off about it, usually the people that are vetting it, they will take it down. And if for some reason they miss it and an actor notices it, like I have noticed it before, I've noticed one in many years. As soon as I noticed it, I reported it and they were taken down instantly. No questions asked. So not everything is unsafe, not everything is a scam. It's not only for attractive and skinny people, and it's not only for younger people. So those are very, very interesting misconceptions people have. I have another one where a friend of mine asked me if the industry was trying to change me. And I was like, what do you mean? And from there, I had to explain, because again, a lot of people believe that the industry is trying to change a person. The industry has never tried to change me. I'm just gonna say this. In real life, nobody has to try to change me. If they put a request out there that says, because a request for an actor is the same thing as a resume request for a job application. They want something specific. So if they want somebody that is, for example, average height, average weight, black hair, long hair, fair skin, I think I can apply to that. Now, if they're requesting for somebody fit, a little bit taller, shorter hair, and I apply to that, they're not going to take me into consideration because I don't fit the role that they're looking for, right? It's not that they're looking for looks exclusively just for the sake of looks. It's for the sake of the role. If you are trying to play, for example, if they're looking for a regular mom who's gonna have a child or 2 children, they're looking for somebody a little bit older, and the mom has to look a little bit like the kids, according to casting, right? So it's not all about, they're not trying to change you. Now, if you had an experience where you felt that way, I'm really sorry. However, that's a big misconception. They're putting out a request because they want that specific thing. The same thing as a resume, as a job. They're looking for specific requirements, and if the person doesn't meet them, they're just not gonna get called. Another misconception is that I've heard that acting is just a dream, and this was my misconception. I'm guilty of this one, because I used to think, somebody's just gonna discover me and that's the end of it. I don't have to do much. Wrong. Acting is a job. I realized that very quickly once I started getting in the industry. You have to prepare, you have to study, you gotta memorize scripts, pages and pages of scripts. You have to pitch yourself to get representation. When you're on set, you are working. It's a job. Like any other job. You prepare, you study, you apply, and then you go to work. So it's not just this dream that's unachievable. No, there's steps that are taken, and once you take them steps, there's no guarantees. However, you have more possibilities of advancing in the career. It's a job. It's not just a dream. The next misconception is that you have to pay an agent to represent you. That is not true. Legit acting agents and managers only get paid when you get paid. And they get paid a percentage because they are working to get you jobs that you don't have access to. Okay? So if an agent is trying to get you to pay them before or just to represent you, now that's not a legit casting, not a legit agent or manager. So that's a misconception that you have to pay them. You don't have to pay them until you book a job. I hope this brought a little bit more clarity on what the industry is and what it's not. I hope to see you in the next video. You're welcome to subscribe. See you next time.